Hey guys, Abby here. I am still at the beach and decided to record a second video just because it's so quiet and nice. I can listen to the waves coming in gently behind me. Hopefully you are enjoying the view of our little lake in one of our Ohio state parks. Today I am bringing you the story. I had someone write in tell me that they didn't even know what a cuckold was, but somehow discovered that they liked it. So we will get into the story. Got my trusty suitcase with me and amours and my pina colada because we're at the beach. Later. Alright, let's hear what this gentleman has to say. Dear Abby, thanks so much for reading our stories and giving us a platform to be heard. I couldn't decide which of these incidents from my college days to send you, so I sent them both. The stories deal with a time when my future wife and I were dating. She and I clicked as a couple. We could talk together for hours. I allowed her to control our social life. After that first date, we pretty much did whatever she decided we were going to do. I fell in line behind her and pretty much followed her around like a duckling following its mother. Some of the other girls at her dorm called us Mary and her little lamb. It seemed natural to me to follow a woman's lead. I had spent my life doing what my mother told me. I really didn't know anything else. Whereas I had respected her relationship with her previous boyfriend, other guys did not respect my relationship with her. Guys at parties and dances would flirt with her in front of me. She went along with the flirting. Some guys would even put their arms around her. I would stand to the side and do nothing. We got some water kicking up behind us. I thought it was her responsibility to stop the flirting. When I told her later that it bothered me, she told me it was my responsibility to step in. I'm not an assertive person. I'm shy and extremely quiet with low self-confidence. Being assertive terrifies me. I believe women appreciate and long for the attention of assertive and confident men. The flirting from these other guys was probably meeting a need that I wasn't providing. I'm sorry, but that is such a great soothing noise to me, is to just listen to the waves crashing. Anyway, back to our story. Here's an example of flirting that I remember very clearly. My girlfriend's older brother roomed one year with this guy. My girlfriend and this guy had been lab partners in chemistry the previous semester. He flirted with her, but usually treated me with indifference. The three of us were walking one evening when he put his arm around her. As usual, I didn't do or say anything, hoping he would remove his arm. But he kept it around her shoulders until we parted. I was expecting her to remove his arm, but she did nothing to stop him. To anyone watching, it appeared she was this guy's girlfriend. I told her that it bothered me and asked why she didn't tell him to remove his arm. My girlfriend said it was my job to make that guy remove his arm. He was taller and more muscular than me, more outgoing and far more confident. He intimidated me. What if I told him to remove his arm and he refused? Wouldn't that be worse? I remember how when he would put his arm around my girlfriend, I would suddenly feel very small and insignificant next to them. Kind of like I was a child and they were adults. I can still feel that today when I think back about those incidents. A week later, we were talking to this guy and he put his arm around her again. I did nothing. A few days later, he did it again. I wonder if he was getting a kick out of taking away my girlfriend in front of me. This time, I summoned enough courage to tell him in a joking way that she was my girlfriend. I figured if I treated it like a joke, it wouldn't be so bad if he refused. He laughed and removed his arm. My girlfriend smirked at me. That guy graduated soon after, and we never saw him again. Here's another incident that happened with my girlfriend during college. To this day, it mystifies me. My girlfriend lived in a cluster of small single-sex dorms. These had about 50 students in each of them. Her previous boyfriend had lived in one of the neighboring all-male dorms. Her boyfriend's roommate developed a crush on her, and his crush continued after she broke up with her boyfriend and started dating me. She told me that she thought her ex-boyfriend's roommate, the one with the crush on her, was kind of creepy. Toward the end of the semester, that guy told her that he wanted to meet with her. He wanted to meet her on a Friday night at his dorm. I told her not to go, but she clearly thought she would. She said he just wanted to talk about something that was bothering him. I was hanging out with her in her room, and I stuck around till rather late, hoping to prevent her from going. Eventually, we laid down together on her bed. I think a part of me wanted to know if she would really go. While I feigned sleep, she got ready, changed clothes, and put on some makeup and lipstick. She then left to go meet him. Her upper story bedroom gave me a good view of the front walk of the dorm. I remember having a sinking feeling while I watched her walk away toward the other guy's dorm, but I didn't call out to her and I didn't stop her getting ready. Just as with the other guys flirting with her, I didn't do anything to stop her despite her numerous opportunities. I was pissed that she had gone, but since I didn't have the will or confidence to stop her, there wasn't much I could do about it. I watched and waited. 2 hours later, I saw my girlfriend and that guy walking towards her dorm. I think they were holding hands. They hugged outside her dorm, and he may have kissed her. It was hard to tell in all the shadows. She came in, and he left. When she came upstairs, we had an argument. I was mad that she had gone and left me all that time. She told me that he wanted her to be his girlfriend. She said they had been alone in the rec room on a couch and he had kissed her hard and managed to pull her sweater partially off. From her description, it sounded like he tried to sexually assault her. I went into concerned boyfriend mode and tried to comfort her. She described the guy as a borderline psychopath and claimed she let him walk her home because she didn't want to make him angry. We spent the rest of the night cuddling while she relived how scared she had been. Alright. see where the story's going. Okay. She made me promise not to confront him about what had happened. She said she didn't want me to get hurt. I guess she thought he might become physically violent if I made him mad. He left school after that semester. As far as I know, she never had any more contact with him. There's a lot about her version of the story that doesn't add up. For one, she seemed as much excited, giddy even, about what had happened with that guy as scared. I was very in love with her, though, and still am. She was my first real girlfriend and my only girlfriend, so I didn't push her since I didn't want to lose her. Soon after this incident, I started having powerful sexual fantasies about the two of them together. I was in the lower bunk, and they laughed at me as they had done the devil's tango. I was ashamed of these fantasies, but they were a powerful turn-on for me. I didn't know anything about cuckolding at the time, but looking back, I date my interest in being a cuckold to this incident and those fantasies. So, she was correct that was she correct that it's the boyfriend's duty to stop other guys from flirting with her and touching her? And am I correct in suspecting more went on in her meeting with that guy than she ever let on? Well, in my opinion, I think that maybe from your version of the story, obviously there's two sides to every story, there may have been something going on or something may have went on, but obviously you moved past that and married her, so I think really at this point it's irrelevant now. As far as your question about a boyfriend's duty to stop other men from flirting and touching your girlfriend goes, I think, in my personal opinion, it kind of falls on both parties. If that's, if that's a problem for you, then you need to, as a man, speak up and say something. Although, from a woman's point of view, she should say something as well. If, she's with you and she loves you, and she should be saying that, hey, I'm taken, I'm spoken for too. Especially if she knows that you're uncomfortable with it, I guess. And sorry, I'm trying to block this person out from behind me who has been sitting over here for some time watching me record and listening to me. But I don't know, I think that's kind of on both parties, really, if I'm being honest. And really, if that's like something she was really into, at that time, she should have voiced it. But then again, at that young age, in college years, you know, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed to make those rational. I'm sorry, I have a teacher friend who teaches middle school, and she's always baffled by some of the things her students do. And her excuse is, she's like, the frontal lobe is not fully developed. But anyway, I digress. Back to your situation. You know, if she was aware of cuckolding and she knew that that was something she would like or liked, you know, then that should have been voiced. I think really the whole hitting on and dating and arms around another woman and her not saying anything may have been kind of her beginning and not realizing that she was into being a hot wife, so to speak. And the whole cuckolding thing and enjoying cuckolding. And it sounds like from that experience, you also learned and figured out at that point that this was something you liked and enjoyed. So it kind of sounds like both of you guys discovered your cuckolding fantasies and desires during that time and didn't maybe necessarily know what it was or have a label for it, I guess. You know, you said that was your future wife. You know, if you guys are still together, you know, are you still married to her? I don't think you mentioned that. I mean, if that's something that still does it for you and you haven't delved into that world of cuckolding, I would say just take that as a learning experience and go with it. Talk to her. She might be down for that and interested in pursuing that and enhancing your marriage and your sexual relationship. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't dwell too much on the past. The past is the past. I'm a firm believer in don't look backwards. You're not going that way. You're moving forward. So take your experiences and what you've learned, talk about it, see where it goes from there. You know, maybe you guys have some unfulfilled fantasies in your marriage that you haven't tapped into yet. Because it sounds like those college years was the start of it. So anyway, with that, I will end here. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and please feel free to give us a update on whether or not you guys actually have engaged in this during the course of your marriage. Or, you know, if you guys talk about it at this point and decide to jump in, feet first, go for it. It sounds like something that you guys both like, maybe didn't realize at the time. Give it a try. Why not? You only live once. All right, everybody. That is all I have today. We will see you guys soon. Bye.